back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, there you have it. Everybody's gossiping about what Girly Rich Paul said about Austin Reeves, guys. And let me say this, before we get into this, I spoke about this, I think yesterday, but I didn't do a full video on this. And let me tell you guys, sometimes I just sit back and listen to, a lot of these, robotic sounding channels out here, because that's all they are, guys. They're a bunch of, I'm not trying to hate, I'm just trying to tell you. And, I've been penalized up and down on my channel for being a real dude, okay? For bringing you the facts and speaking, from my heart. Speaking and not sounding like the rest of these robotic fools out here. Now, I hear some guys out here, sometimes they'll come out and they'll say, oh, I can't say this on YouTube, I can't say that on YouTube, because, it'll mess up my money. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. These guys are out here doing this for money. They can't say this, they can't say that. It's all about money, guys. I'm the only one out here that ain't doing it for money. If any fool out here say they ain't doing it for money, tell them to turn off the monetization button. Tell them to turn it off. Otherwise, they're lying. I don't care what they say to make you feel good as a sub. They're lying straight to your face. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not trying to be mean. I ain't trying to be a butthole. But to me, anybody who says they ain't doing it, turn off the monetization button. That's a lie. You are doing it for money. Number two, now I hear people, I ain't gonna say nobody's name, because look, people sit up there, these channels, they sit up there and listen to my videos. One, because their shit is boring as hell. The only thing they can do is sound like the next dude. That's all they can do. That's all they can do is sound like the next dude. So they come and listen to my shit. Because none of my stuff sounds like the next dude. That's why they're getting subs. That's why they're getting money. That's why they're getting all this stuff, because they sound like the next dude. I'm trying to tell you. That's why they only can talk a certain way and say certain things, guys. I'm here to expose the NBA script, not push the NBA script. Remember, the NBA doesn't care if you drag LeBron James through the damn dirt and then piss all over him. They don't care. You are pushing their league for free. That's what you're doing. You're pushing their league for free for them. They don't care about that, guys. You know how much money they're saving in advertising? They ain't got to advertise the NBA. These top 5 players ain't got to push these top 5 international players. How many times you heard another platform say this, guys? None. These top 5 international players is not pushing the NBA, guys. They're not. Not in no era. Not in the 2010s. Not in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. The top 5 guys always push the NBA, guys. Through advertisement and everything else. They always push the NBA. The NBA is getting a free ride from social media off of LeBron James' back to push the NBA. Off of doing it wrong. Off of shenanigans. Off of a clown show. This is what the NBA is getting, guys. Every night, they give you shit matchups. Every single night. Dudes missing, not playing, hurt, low managing. They give you trash-ass matchups every night, guys. And then the Lakers get a free advertisement by the media, by social media, off of playing trash matchups, guys. This is free the NBA is putting billions in their pocket in advertising money. Social media is literally pushing their league. And LeBron James is pushing their league off of doing it wrong, off of being a clown, all this stuff. So now you got dummies. And I know everybody listens to my channel. I don't care what nobody says. And I'm talking about the platforms out there. Because dude, I'm gonna try to tell you what. Most of these guys' platforms that got all these subs, they done bought all these subs, guys. That's why they be begging and praying to their subs every time they pop up. They be praying and begging. Please subscribe. Please do this. Please do that. Because most of their subs are bots. Now, I don't give a damn. Rich Paul, now I hear people, I ain't gonna say nobody's name, whatever. Now I hear people talking about, oh, how can they say this a long time ago, guys? This is how you know most of these dudes is ages, man. A lot of this stuff is just easy to say. Easy. But no, let me go back to my point again. These top 5 players, international players, ain't nobody saying it, guys. These guys are the reason why LeBron James fights to live another year. The Jokers, the Giannis's, the SGAs, these type of dudes are the reason, even Victor Wembanyama, are the reason why LeBron James fights to play another year, because they can't push the NBA, guys. If they were Hollywood, if they were who they're supposed to be, LeBron James would be gone 5 years ago, guys. But themselves do not push the NBA. They don't push the NBA, period, as NBA players. Two, they don't push the NBA to American fans and American children. They don't. They care about their country. They're not here to push the American game, guys. This is why after they win the championships, whatever, they go back to Canada, Serbia, Greece. What? Fine, good for them. But this is what the NBA wants. They want a whole bunch of cheap labor while they're trying to tell you these guys. Who's saying this? Who's saying these guys don't make this kind of money? None of these guys, because they're scared. And it's not hate. It's the way these guys go about their business when they retire. I already know they don't make this kind of money, okay? They wouldn't need the podcast. They wouldn't be trying to mess up their own money if they was making this kind of money. So the NBA is going down the drain, and they're making the NBA worse by not even showing up, by low managing, all this stuff, not being competitive. Ain't no real rest. So if you was making all this money, you're trying to tell me you would mess it up for the future? Come on, man. You guys ain't making this kind of money. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm down if any of these NBA players really make this kind of money, guys. We're not talking about guys from the 60s, the 70s. I'm talking about recent guys. Even guys in the 2000s. You can look up how much they were supposed to make. Damn, a bunch of nobodies made hundreds of millions of dollars, and they got a podcast now, guys, to make money. I don't believe none of it. Anyways, like I said, ain't none of these dudes got the balls to say nothing like that. None of them. I go to work and I make my own money. Now, like I told you before, it's unfortunate that I can't be, on a video, because I have a real job that, I'm not just reporting the NBA, I'm exposing the NBA. I say a lot of stuff that these fools would never say because of money. But, I can't, the stuff I say, I would get in trouble at work if people, knew it was me. Hell, look at AOH. This guy wears a clown outfit or an afro or whatever with glasses. We know. He knows too that, the kind of job he has, it will get him in trouble if they found out it was him. So, like I said, it's unfortunate that I can't be on video and say what I got to say. It's because of my job. I have a real job. A lot of these guys don't have real jobs. They work at McDonald's or, whatever. Or, their job don't mean too much to them. Okay, but my job, no. Trust me. But let's get into this. Oh yeah, I saw this fool yesterday. I ain't gonna say his name. He started talking about Rich Paul was how is he even a sports agent? And he runs a big company. He owns a big company like Clutch Sports. And this dude was selling jerseys out the back of a trunk. Now he's I don't even want to say it. Rich, whatever. And I told you guys the story. He didn't go to school to be a sports agent, to be nothing in the field he's in. Nothing. Not to be an accountant, anything, a lawyer. And now you got people saying this now. Why? Because I've been exposed to that guy. I tell you, Rich Paul is nothing but an arm of the NBA, guys. That's all the hell he is. Why you think there's no investigation on him? Why you think that what they're doing is just cool with the NBA? Why you think we know LeBron James' agent? We always know LeBron James' friends, LeBron James' wife, LeBron James, because this whole thing is nothing but what, guys? What is it? Entertainment. Entertainment. Rich Paul is nothing but an arm of the NBA. That's all he is, guys. He works for the damn NBA to bring you entertainment. Just like I said about LeBron James, if they want this nigga gone 5 years ago, poof, he would have been gone, guys. LeBron James don't run shit. The NBA owners and the NBA Players Association run the NBA, guys. So they come together every year and they tell you, well, they don't tell us, but we should know by now. But every year they come together, the Players Association and the owners, and lay out LeBron James' script. That's what they do, guys. They lay out LeBron James' script. It's that simple. It's that easy. People act like this shit is harder than what it is. Like you got to work for NASA. This guy is scripted. He's an actor. Everything he does is an act. Everything he does is acting to what? To bring attention to the NBA via social media. That's it, guys. This guy is getting so many platforms paid. All these platforms. I got the video. I was listening to this nonsense with Shaq on a podcast with Draymond Green. And he said, oh, should Kobe be in a GOAT conversation with LeBron James? How is LeBron James in a damn GOAT conversation? It's ridiculous, Shaq. You sound stupid. Should Kobe be in a GOAT conversation with LeBron James and Michael Jordan? And that's what I'm saying, guys. None of these guys think that LeBron James is in no damn GOAT conversation. None of them. But this is what they got to say for the LeBron James fans. And then the other side to piss off Michael Jordan and Kobe fans. So it ain't even about telling the truth. It's just about getting reaction, pissing people off. LeBron James, no, he ain't even in no damn GOAT conversation, guys. He knows that. The GOAT conversation ain't about who's the greatest. One thing you got to give these dudes credit for is they're pretty smart. They're not dumb. They play dumb. They act dumb for reaction. Everybody knows LeBron James ain't in no GOAT conversation. And like I said, guys, this ain't on LeBron James. This ain't on this is on these NBA past players. All of them. The Larry Birds, the Robert Parishes, the Kevin McHale's, the Magic Johnson, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Clyde Drexlers, the Walt Clyde Frank, anybody you can name that was alive when this fake ass GOAT debate started. Bill Russell, I don't care who was alive. Soon as they start saying LeBron James is a top 5 player, they should have jumped out the damn bushes and went the hell off. But they said nothing, guys. You even got these fools talking about LeBron James in the GOAT conversation. I don't want to hear nothing about, Iceman Irvin jump out, or Dr. J jump out, or Larry Bird jump out talking about, oh yeah. Talking about, yeah, Michael Jordan is he's number one. He's the GOAT. He's better than LeBron James. I don't want to hear that shit. What I want to hear is, by them, even Charles Barkley. I want to hear Charles Barkley say LeBron James ain't better than me. Because he ain't. How? Because he stacked the deck 3 damn times? That don't qualify you for being better than Charles Barkley. It don't. I don't think LeBron James is a better scorer. I don't think he's a better scorer. I don't think he's a better rebounder than Charles Barkley. I don't think he's a better defender than Charles Barkley. Nothing. Oh yeah, he some assists. Okay, whatever. Let me see you get those same assists in the 90s. You ain't gonna get them. So this is stuff I want to hear from guys like Larry Bird, Clyde Drexler. These guys, when we're talking about, when they talk about, oh, Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. No, LeBron James ain't even better than y'all. And like I said, these are the guys, these past players are the reason why the NBA is trash. Because all they had to do was step up to the plate from day one and say, no, we don't care about Michael Jordan. LeBron James ain't better than us, okay? LeBron James ain't in no damn debate with Michael Jordan. It's the most fraudulent shit you ever heard. It's crazy. The most fraudulent. Ain't got that. Michael Jordan destroys this guy on the court, period, as a basketball player, as well as many other great players, okay? So it's a fake GOAT debate. All the GOAT debate is to piss people off. That's all it's about. And to keep buying the NBA time, because they already know. Everybody knows that this fake GOAT debate is over. Well, the NBA is really over when LeBron James retires. There ain't nothing to talk about. You can't try to get these international players to push the game now. It ain't gonna happen, guys. LeBron James should never be talked about after 2018. Never. It's like these dummies out here that vote every 4 years and they have amnesia that every president has screwed us over. Every president, every 4 years, you want a new puppet to try to fix and ease your pains. Not forgetting, all these puppets are the same. Once they get in office, they do the total opposite. And plus, you live in a divided states of America, so ain't no president ever gonna be able to fix nothing in the first place. Anyways, so let's talk about this stupid Rich Paul thing. It's the most ridiculous thing you ever heard. And again, this is what's pushing the NBA, guys. Social media, not the on-court greatness. Social media. That's what's pushing the NBA. Social media? The soap opera off the court is bigger than the actual play on the what? What? I mean, we sound like women, guys. We sound like women. Rich Paul said this. Let me get up and gossip about what Rich Paul said. We sound like women, guys. We wake up and we gossip like women. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Rich Paul has a podcast with Max Kellerman, guys. Why? Because Rich Paul can't push his own podcast. Why does Rich Paul have a podcast, guys? Don't he have hundreds of millions of dollars? Why would he need a podcast to make money? It's pretty sad, guys. It's pretty sad. Why? Because it's LeBron James' money. That's why. It's not Rich Paul's money. It's LeBron James' money. So he said something about Austin Reeves should be coming off the bench. We remember that. What was it about? I don't know. About a month ago or something like that. Said Austin Reeves should be. Why would he even say that, guys? Austin Reeves was putting up, I don't know, 29 points per game, like 7 assists, 5 rebounds. He was literally in the MVP race, in the top 10 MVP race about a month ago. I looked at it. Him and Luka Doncic was both in the top 10 in MVP race, guys. That's crazy. Certainly, LeBron James wants to come back and put up literally meaningless stats. Meaningless stats. Okay? Meaningless stats that don't mean a damn thing. LeBron James wants to come back and put up these stats. And here goes Rich Paul. I tell you, these guys don't care about basketball, man. If your team was already doing good, you want to tell Rich Paul to shut the hell up? I'm coming off the bench. I'm going to do what it takes to win championships. Ain't that what Bill Russell is heralded for? For doing whatever it takes to win championships. And a lot of his teammates on that team, they could have been, did more. Frank Ramsey came off the damn bench, putting up 15, 16 points a game. Tom Sanders, he even says he could have did more. But he did what it took to win. Okay? But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his numbers could have been more than what they were. But he did once Magic and Worthy came and all these different guys, he did what he had to do to win championships at a later age. Okay? So, how come LeBron James ain't doing what he has to do to win championships, guys? This is crazy. This ought to tell you that he's not even in it for championships. He's not. He's in it to what? Bring you entertainment, guys. Shaq took a backseat to Dwayne Wade. I mean, what are we talking about, guys? This guy ain't trying to win no championships. And this is the sad thing about the NBA, man. The NBA... Anyway, so now, Rich Paul is trying to trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. And let's think about this. For this to even work, it would have to be at the trade deadline. Okay? It would have to be at the trade deadline. Because guess what? LeBron James ain't coming back to the Lakers. The Lakers ain't signing him. The Lakers didn't give him no extension in the offseason. So the Lakers don't want to sign him again. Second, so if he ain't coming back to the Lakers, why does Rich Paul care? Why does Rich Paul care? So you're going to give up, let's just say, you know what they're trying to do. I already told you. You need somebody else to blend, guys. That's why LeBron James always, when he built his super team, it's always got to be two other guys, right? Kevin Love, Bosh. It just gonna be Dwayne Wade and Kyrie. He went to go play with. It has to be another guy, so he can blame them. Remember when he built that super duper team? He blamed Westbrook. It always has to be another guy. Let's see. And now he can only blame Luka Doncic so much. And that's how you know the media is scripted. That's how you know the NBA is just scripted, guys. Because the media literally will blame his teammates. Look what they did with Luka last year. They said Luka was fat. And what this guy do? He went in the offseason and lost weight. So you're trying to tell me Luka went to the NBA Finals and he was fat, but couldn't get to the NBA Finals fat with LeBron James? How does that make sense? He beat Minnesota Timberwolves to get to the finals, but then turned around and couldn't beat Minnesota Timberwolves with LeBron James. Make that make sense, guys. The same team. He beat them without LeBron James to get to the finals, but when he got LeBron James, when he plays with LeBron James, he can't beat him. Then he listens to the media, which is the script. It's the script. And goes out in the offseason and loses weight for the media. That works for LeBron James. So you're following a script? Ain't nobody never said that on our platform. So you're trying to tell me this dude, Luka, a top 3 player in the league, followed a script by the media to lose weight? Not that LeBron James did. LeBron James ain't played no damn defense, missed shots last year in the playoffs against Minnesota. And it's Luka who has to follow the media script and go lose weight? Wow. So let's just get back on this script. Let's just say Jaren Jackson Jr. comes over. Because I don't even see how this is even a concern if LeBron James ain't even signed to the Lakers next year. Why would Rich Paul even care if this dude ain't even, LeBron James ain't playing for the Lakers next year? The only concern would be to get a trade at the All-Star break. So this is what they want to do. They want to blame, guys. Ayton ain't it ain't going to do it. Ayton ain't going to be the blame. Ayton ain't no star player. Reeves is going to hit his shots. This is the problem. They can't blame Reeves because Reeves going to go out there and perform. He's going to go out there and perform. You really can't blame Luka because he's really the head dude. You can't blame him again. He went out and so-called lost weight, even though people saying he's fat again. And he's going to put up his shots. So you can't blame him. So you need another superstar there. Remember, it has to be a second superstar so you can blame, well, a third, so you can blame him. Like a Love or a Kyrie or Russell Westbrook, something like that. You need to blame that guy who gets less shots. The thing is, like I said, you really can't blame Reeves because he's pretty efficient in what he does now. And it's apparent you don't want to put him third wheel because he's better than LeBron James. So the only way these shenanigans will work is if you trade Austin Reeves at the deadline, maybe around the All-Star break, you bring in Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a third wheel, so he's not going to get a lot of shots like a Bosh didn't, like a Kevin Love didn't, so when they miss their shots, and in this instance, when Jaren Jackson Jr. starts to miss his shots because he's going to get limited shots, guess what? Guess what? Yep, you already know. You already know. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be the fall guy. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be the fall guy. And guess what? It's going to be a big push. Now, even though he's going to be the fall guy, remember, these guys can be the fall guys, but be loved at the same time because they know the script. So Jaren Jackson will be the fall guy for them losing in the playoffs, okay? But the media, even though the media is going to say he's the fall guy, look what they got for next year. They can build with this. So LeBron James, they will push to get LeBron James another year. Right? He'll probably take less or whatever like that. This is what they're trying to do, guys. They're trying to get LeBron James to fight, to live to fight another day next year. Because it's just about money, guys. He's not there to win championships. I don't think he's ever been anywhere to win championships, guys. Literally. He hasn't been there to put a team on his back and win championships. Not with the kind of help he done had in getting other teams' #1 franchise players. Do you realize the words coming out of my mouth when I say that? He went around in his prime getting other teams' #1 franchise players by the twos. Wade and Bosh, other teams' #1 franchise players. Love and Kyrie, other teams' #1 franchise players. And then we all know what he did, what was it, 2021? With the Westbrook and AD, Carmelo Anthony, Russell, that thing right there. We know he went and got AD, another team's #1 friend. So, and then we saw what he pulled off with Luka. The NBA is fake, guys. Imagine LeBron James have to just get guys out the draft, and then and put those players on his back, or get some little free agents like he did in Cleveland, some pretty good free agents, and he tried, he couldn't do it, guys. This is the type of shit that the NBA supports, guys. This is how awful the NBA is. And you got fools out, oh man, we're supposed to win by ourselves. No. If you that weak, go play with Chris Bosh. I mean, not Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. You ain't got to get Chris Bosh. Go play with Dwayne Wade. Cool. And the media will act like he didn't even play with Chris Bosh. They'll just say, oh yeah, he played with Dwayne. No, he played with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Two other teams' #1 franchise players. They act like he didn't play with Love. That's what the media act like. Oh yeah, he played with Kyrie. No, he played with both of them, guys. Not forgetting, he just couldn't go play with AD. He had to go get Dwight Howard. On top of that, and JaVale McGee, even though he ain't a star, but he needed all that just to win that bubble championship, guys. Hell, it didn't even look like the damn Miami Heat was even playing, guys. Looked like they was just playing down. So this is basically what this is all about, guys. But they need somebody to blame. By the time this year's up, they need somebody to blame, and it's not going to be Luka. You already know that. That's over. They ain't gonna blame Luka. That's bad for business if they keep doing that. And what this whole thing is about, it's just about money, guys. Why is this guy still playing? He's supposed to have $1 billion. You a dumbass if you believe this guy has $1 billion. And that's why I said all these platforms are scared, dude. They're all scared to expose the truth. This guy ain't got no bill. This guy got $1 billion off of losing and doing it the wrong way. How? So why is he still playing? Why is he pushing his son into the NBA for a couple $1 million? Hell, he could have gave his son that money and said, son, be on your way. Go start a business. And I won't be surprised if his other son gets drafted too. You think I'm playing? His son ain't even a top 12 player on the team, guys. Did you see this shit? They won't even let the boy in the game. Bryce? Don't be surprised if he still gets drafted to the Lakers, guys. This is buffoonery on a whole different level. What's his son in college for? They won't even let him play, guys. This dude, they're making money for his image, and he sucks. The James family has found a way to make all this money for sucking. This is crazy. By literally paying off the media to promote them as something that they're not. This is where the NBA is, guys. This is where the owners are. This is where the Players Association is. Who runs this damn league, guys? Like I said, when this guy went to Miami, where was all the other owners saying, I want to compete too. I'm building a super team. Where was they? So y'all sit up there and watch this fool build 2 super teams. How come you didn't say, I'm building this? These owners didn't say nothing. You know why they didn't say nothing? Because they knew the script, guys. They knew the script. They already knew it. What script? The script that this guy set up there on live TV and read off a damn script. He taking his talent to South Beach. He's going back to Cleveland. They already knew the script. And that's why I keep trying to tell you guys, the Players Association and the owners, they run the NBA, guys. They already know what's going to happen with this LeBron James character. And everything goes through them. So don't think they're not in cahoots on the whole thing, guys. I mean, anybody with even, using one brain cell could tell you guys this stuff. And I done told you guys this before. And all these platforms are scared to tell you because it would make the NBA not even a real sports league, guys. But, these platforms in the NBA want you to think that this one of the dumbest dudes you ever listened to, it's super this and super. One of the dumbest guys you ever listened to, LeBron James, just ran around the NBA rogue for 13 years, doing what he wanted to do, saying what he wanted to say, everything. Just ran around the league for 13 years, not 13 years, 21 years. How many years he been playing? 23? He ran around all these years, 20-something years, just doing what he wanted to do, guys. They want you to believe this. Remember, everything the media says, everything that the players basically do and say goes through the Players Association and goes through the owners. It's just the way it is. They just want you to believe that these guys that work for a company, a business, employees, just can do and say what they want to. It's ridiculous, guys. They're bringing you entertainment. It don't work that way, guys. This is what they've been wanting for the league for a long time because they already saw it. Once LeBron James went to the NBA Finals in 2007, nobody wanted to watch this guy. So they already knew nobody cared. So they already knew if he played Kobe Bryant in 2009, 2010, it would be over. Moving forward, Kobe would have beat the hell out of him, and they would have had nobody to promote like that. So they knew LeBron James was in on throwing both of them series in 2009, 2010, and promoted him to go build a super team to piss off the fans. We already told you his whole, since he went to Miami, his whole career is about reaction. It's about pissing off the fans. It sounds crazy, right? Because no other superstar that was the face of the league, they would let that happen. The face of the league is hated. They're okay with that. That brings them more reaction to their league, guys. And they even push these shenanigans through the NBA media about this guy being all this great, just to piss people off for reaction on social media, because that's where the money is. And it brings them ratings and reaction and attention to the game. So them doing it sounds crazy, right? You doing it the wrong way actually brings you money to your league. And none of these ex-players never stepped up. And like I said, they never nipped this shit in the bud with this guy because they already know they can't say nothing. They got a muzzle on their mouth. They get paid whatever money from the NBA for retirement, whatever medical, and they can't ruin the NBA script, guys. That's it. The whole NBA is scripted like that, as far as their little soap opera. That's what it is. And LeBron James ain't wanting to see no NBA Finals again. And he ain't go back to the NBA Finals, guys. He can't afford to lose again. You better hope the weakest team, he ain't go back to the Finals. This guy is just buying time to suck up more money from another organization. And y'all better hope he don't retire next year. It will be nothing to talk about. What you gonna talk about? Some off-court soap opera with this guy? Huh? So the NBA is gonna let this guy make all this money off of off-court soap opera, and he ain't playing no more. He gonna get talked about more, not even playing, than the NBA gets talked about. No. So the NBA, a lot of these dudes is in trouble. These platforms, once this guy retires, their money is gonna dry up like the damn the desert, Sahara Desert, whatever. Their money gonna dry up. Ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to talk about right now. No greatness with this guy. It's all shenanigans. So it is what it is, guys. The NBA shouldn't want. If the NBA was about business, guys, it was about competition, competitiveness, stuff like that. They wouldn't be having a Rich Paul talking about their league, guys. He wouldn't even be a part of the NBA. But they don't care. The NBA is about pushing their league through shenanigans and reaction now. I'm sorry, that's it, guys. I'm sorry, nobody will tell you, but that's just what the NBA is now. There's no greatness coming out of the NBA. There hasn't been for a long time. And we probably can say since this guy went to Miami, the competitive nature of the NBA, period, died. Once this guy went to Miami and they had to promote this guy on building super teams to be great, and the NBA didn't, well, like I said, the players, yeah, the owners don't want to compete, man. They don't care. They didn't want to compete back then. They was busy pushing a script, guys. It wasn't about winning, guys. Well, like I said, when LeBron James went to Miami, that started a whole different era right there. These owners, not even Michael Jordan, he didn't want to win. Where was Michael Jordan competitive fire? Say, I'm building a super team. It was that simple, guys. I don't care. You can try to think of any other scenario. You can come up with excuses. You can come up with whatever you want to come up with. Where was the owners when LeBron James went and built his super teams? Where was they at? I'm not trying to say they had to make moves that year. If we're to believe the owners in the whole NBA wasn't a part of this script, when LeBron James went to Miami, where was the owners? How come they didn't say next year I'm building a super team? Where was the owners, guys? And this wasn't a one-hit wonder. This guy did it in Cleveland too, okay? So the NBA, to me, like I said, it ain't been a real sports league since LeBron James went to Miami. They just continue to dump all these international players in here, to me, for cheap labor, because that's all, foreign people are. They're cheap labor initially. I'm not trying to say forever, but I'm just saying that's what foreign people are to any other workplace. They're cheap labor, guys. Even in the MLB, they admit them starting all these farm teams was cheap labor. The farm teams in the Caribbean, because they get them for cheaper doing it that way. But we're to believe that the NBA isn't bringing in all these international players for cheap labor in a league that's losing its ratings, losing everything. Nobody's watching it no more, but they're paying all these international players all this money, even American players. They're paying them all this top dollar for a league that's literally just scratching and clawing to hang on. How dumb does that sound? Oh my goodness, God. And then you wonder why people hate the NBA, guys. Walmart is the biggest money-making company in the world, and these people can't even make no money that work there, guys. But yet they're trying to tell you these guys who don't even come to work, that don't even compete, that are making all this money, guys. Stop being dumb. For entertainment purposes, I already told you what it is. They're trying to keep a value on this league. So they tell you that these players making all this money so they can charge this much for merch, popcorn, $50 for popcorn, $100 for a hot dog, $500 for parking, $300 for an alcohol beverage drink at the game. Now, I'm just exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, it's just outrageous rate. They're trying to keep a value. The Lakers just sold, the Celtics just sold, Milwaukee sold. This league is going down the drain, guys. I don't think this thing with NBC worked out because they either got garbage games or the games turn into garbage because these players ain't showing up. So they want you to believe a garbage league that's barely hanging on is these guys are making all. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Their biggest money to me is merch and TV deals. So you're trying to tell me that all ESPN and NBC and Fox gave you all this money for something that nobody's watching? All this got to be a tax write-off, guys. It got to be a tax write-off. You get the NBA this kind of money, all these billions, and nobody's watching the trash. And the matchups are trash, basically, because the players don't come. They don't come to work. How can you have good matchups and the players don't even come to work? Oh my God. So it's just, to me, it's probably a tax write-off. They probably just write it off as a loss at the end of the year. That's all it is. Probably just write it off as a loss because they damn sure ain't making any money back for the ratings. If I want to advertise something during a basketball game, who's going to be watching it, guys? Nobody watches this trash. The NBA is so bad, they had to make the whole damn league uniform, guys. Imagine a dude like Victor Wembanyama can't even go down to the low post up in the damn paint, turn around and dunk. All damn game. He's not even allowed to do that, guys. This is crazy. Everybody has to play a three-point contest. I don't even know what to say no more.